Hello, bonjour, guten tag, what's up? My name is Katrina, and I am starting a book review blog. I am a liberal arts and language arts major at Eastern Michigan University. I'm gonna be a teacher. I'm gonna be a pretty good teacher, just saying. Anyway, I have made it a goal for myself to read 30 books in 2013. Now for a lot of people this doesn't really seem like a lot because, I mean, normal people can read 30 books in what, like a month? Anyway, it's kind of difficult for me because I go to school full-time and I work full-time, and sometimes I try to have a life. I mean, I don't have a life, but I do have 2 cats. Cats. This is a cat. This is Hoot. His name is Hoot. He is a cat. Meow, 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 meow. Hello, Hoot. Meow, meow. Anyway, so on this book review blog that I am creating, I will be reviewing books that I have read for the first time in 2013. This is to help people out who don't really know what's out there for them, or if they know a book that they like, maybe I can recommend something for them that they'll also like. You know, because I think that my opinion's worth something. I know how to read. I've read a lot of books, and I've taken a lot of classes on how to read books. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to teach people how to read, but also how to read books in like a different way and how to understand them at their core. First book I finished in 2013, Divergent by Veronica Roth. It's a pretty good book. I enjoyed it. I got through it at a decently fast pace. The plot development was gradual enough that, you know, no one could get lost reading it, but I couldn't connect to the characters very well. Maybe it's just a thing I have about names. You see, if I'm reading a book and I start out not liking the name of the main character, I'm probably gonna have a difficult time liking the book, and I'm pretty stubborn. It's hard to change my mind. But this book did a pretty decent job at trying. Divergent is about a post-apocalyptic America that has separated its society into different factions based off of core values. These core values are values such as honesty, courage, selflessness, happiness, you know, all that jazz. And they all have different cool names, like abnegation. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Dauntless. That just sounds courageous, probably because it's the courage faction. Amity, hope I'm pronouncing that one correctly too, which values happiness, and onward and so forth, like that. The 2 main factions in this book are the Abnegation and the Dauntless. There's a main character named Beatrice. Triss. I don't like that name. I don't know why. I'm sure it's got some deep, horribly awesome meaning, but I just can't get into it. Anyway, Beatrice is abnegation. She is from a family that values selflessness. She's grown up being selfless and all that stuff, and when it comes to their 16th birthday, I believe, they have to choose which faction they want to go into. They can stay in the same faction that they belonged to originally, or they can change to another faction. And it's not really polite to change factions, I guess. I don't know, that's what I gathered from it. Not really polite. But anyway, spoiler alert, she chooses to go Dauntless. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't think they really ever have people from Abnegation switch to Dauntless, so it was pretty extreme, like big deal. So after the ceremony, she immediately has to go to where the Dauntless live and go through all of this training and crazy stuff and all these tests to decide if she's actually worthy of being a Dauntless. Guess what? If they don't pass these tests, they don't get to join. You know what that means? They get to be homeless. That's pretty rude. What type of society is this? I don't know. Scary. Anyway, she goes through all of this stuff. She meets a guy. I don't really like their romance. I don't know if it seems forced. Just something didn't click with me with it. It just didn't feel original, I guess. And I don't know, I just didn't really like it. But anyway, she goes through all this crazy stuff, and all this stuff happens, and she finds out that there's this betrayal going on between all these different factions, and things are going crazy, and so much, and death happens, and war happens, and it's a pretty extreme, I don't know, pretty violent book. Like, I probably wouldn't recommend it for younger people, like under 13. I think it might be pushing it a little bit. Not sure. I mean, do whatever you want. I'm all for no censorship, I guess, but it is a little violent. Now, I'm not saying this wasn't a good book, because I did enjoy it. It's a very good, easy read. I mean, not that the content of it was very easy, because it was kind of hard to think about. At its core, Divergent is about not belonging to where you're born and not fitting in with the people that surround you. It's about finding your place in the world and finding friends that make you feel comfortable with who you are, which is something that I think everyone should experience and everyone should be able to read about, and it will give them a sense of belonging because they know that someone else is feeling that too. And it's nice to see that type of idea in a book like this for maybe someone who doesn't want to read about a bunch of teenage girls just, you know, bopping around, doing whatever they want. This is about like some pretty intense fighting stuff, combat, all that stuff, beating people up, using guns, that type of stuff, which I think is good. I think it's good to have these different morals, these different ideas in different forms. So overall, good book. 3 out of 5 on the very mathematical, thought-provoking Katrina rating scale. Now, recommendation time. If you read Divergent and you would like a book that is similarly like it, with a very strong female lead, kind of dystopian qualities of the world, I would recommend the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. Duh. I mean, seriously. Or if you've read the Hunger Games, read Divergent. I'm sure you'll like it. That's why I wanted to read Divergent, because I'd heard it was like the Hunger Games. Anyway, next would be the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver. I haven't had the experience of reading this yet, but it's on all of the lists that I've seen that are like the Hunger Games and Divergent. I have the book on my bookshelf, planning to read it sometime soon. I'll get to it. I'll let you know. If that's a bad recommendation, I do apologize. Next is the Matched series by Ali Condell. I'm actually not sure if it's Condell. It could be Condi. Can't tell by how it's written in the font on the book. Anyway, Ali Condell. Let's go with that. I read this book. I enjoyed it, but I felt much the same I did with Divergent. It didn't leave me with anything afterwards. Like, I read it, I forgot about it. I know what it was about, but I didn't take anything in. Anyway, Divergent's a good book. Read it if you get the chance, if you got some extra time, you're looking for some kick-butt action with some deep feels, go for Divergent. My next video I will be posting is about The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Lovely book. Love John Green. Oh, absolutely my favorite writer ever. But anyway, that will be for next time. Until then, my viewers, however few of you there are, thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Au revoir. Oh my gosh, Hoot, look, it's snowing. How do you feel about that? Do you like it? Look at all that snow out there, Hoot. Michigan.